Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Yoga is about experiencing the part of your own consciousness which has a transcendent focus. Whatever is perceived in this world, whether it's moving or still, it appears in the mind. But when the mind can reach its own transcendent source, all split, all duality is erased. Even though it seems that the self, the essence self, is sometimes obscured by the illusions of the world, the whole purpose of the experience is to help you discover and pierce through that illusion. So that's the ultimate purpose of our existence, to clarify the distinction between the external, which is seen, and the internal, which sees. That is called Atman, the point of light within yourself. And of course, if you do this, according to yoga, you will naturally come upon the happiness that is associated with that state of consciousness. They call it Ananda, which is the bliss of being itself. And one mark of Spirit's existence in your life is the nearness, which is irrefutably clear, and it's indispensable proof of Spirit's existence within you as a conscious realization. Now, I know that there are many people who seem to get the short end of the stick right away from the get-go, right at birth. And there's no happiness for some people, so it seems, when the first gift of natural existence proves to be unhappy because of bad birth experiences, bad early parenting experiences. But yet, if you read the annals of spiritual autobiography, what you find out that the people who we want to project upon them as being saintly or deeply spiritual, they were happy even amidst sinister theologies, oppositions in which they're born culturally, historically, in spite of hardships in their own condition. They still refuse to think ill, and they trust that all of nature is ultimately good. They say their soul has a sky blue tint in it, and they don't need any deliverance from any antecedent burden. They divide the camps into what they call the tough and the tender-minded, and suffering melts them to softness. So then they look at all natural objects which have their own kind of charm. The living spirit is in everything. So they give up consciously all contractile elements. They expulsion of their own mind, of fretfulness, antipathy, complaint, remonstrance, bickering, backbiting, moping, pining, any Debbie Downer syndrome, systematically to cultivate the higher states of consciousness. And when you do that, you realize you're doing this first for yourself, you're taking on a leadership role, and then you're serving as an example for other people. Your own expectations and opinions about yourself take precedence over all other opinions. So focus on how you supervise and teach yourself. What are the effective habits and skills that make you successful and happy in life? Work with people and frequently sing their praise with sincerity. Instead of pointing out mistakes, find something encouraging to say to people. I've learned to dodge snide remarks and catty comments of the dream stealers, the naysayers. And I've learned to seek alliances with people who have different talents and different strengths than I do. And I seek the feedback from all people who are truly interested in seeing me and themselves succeed. And that's the way I lead myself into the yogic path. And I learn to keep focusing myself back to the inner onlooker, who's present as the innermost nucleus of my own consciousness and teaches me how to be involved in worldly actions without being the least mixed up in it at the same time. find your way.